Hello there, all you folks out in YouTube's land. It's old Gator John, 65608, coming at you. Beautiful day here in Ozark. I'm smoking down to just about the last of my Prince Andrew. Got several things I'd like to talk to y'all about today. I've been on here in a while, ain't been feeling too good, and getting better again, feeling better again. Actually got out and worked on some lawnmowers and done some mowing yesterday. Thinking I'm going to go do a little weed eating here in a little while. But there's a few things I wanted to mention. I am smoking in my what is that? I think it's the Cuddy, not the Akron. And I put long stems in because I like it better that way. And I'm smoking from Prince Andrew. Here a while back, we settled a state on my mom's property. We had a lot of places for the money to go. We were doing pretty good there for a while. But, you know, we're about, I don't know, we're in the hard times right now. Some of the worst I can remember ever being in. Well, maybe that's because I'm an old man now and can't work. When we first got married, times were pretty rough, but I was able to go out and do a few things, haul slabs and have a truck and stuff. We managed. We're managing now, but things is rough, and that's why that I haven't tried to do a giveaway. I know it's past 100 subs. I intend to do that one of these days when things are better than they are now. I don't know if there's any birds singing today or not. I'm having a really hard time. My hearing, I can't hear much anymore. I'm supposed to go to a specialist and all that, but didn't have didn't have the money to buy tires for the car, and I had to go way out of town here, you know, to a specialist. Didn't get that done. I rescheduled that. Got some plans I hope it's going to work out that make things better financially. And I've got that covered and out of the way. The Frost Piper was talking today about the UPCT, or however you say it, the pipe presenters and the organization. I have trouble remembering how to say that. I always get messed up, so I'm not even going to say it. The organization that we're in here is a bunch of pipe smokers together talking about things. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. You know, also I talked about my faith. Those of you out there that, you know of things, people in trouble and needing prayer, I'm a very much believer in that, and I've prayed for a lot of people in my life and seen a lot of results, and I believe in prayer. If you've got any prayer requests out there, you're welcome to leave them in the comments for me, and I'd be glad to pray for folks. Haven't been financially able really to help anyone much, but that could change. Who knows what's coming ahead. Just wanted to mention that, and mention some of the things he was talking about the community, how people do different things, and we're each all different. And I want to encourage all newcomers to keep on keeping on, even if you don't get a lot of subs right away. Don't let that discourage you from getting on and saying what you want to say, and smoking your pipe, talking about your tobacco, that sort of thing. Welcome y'all. Appreciate all you that have subscribed to me and all of you that just listen. You know, I just appreciate you taking your time out for Gator John. Well, another one that I was watching here recently was 2 a.m. Pipe on the Patio. And he was talking about Grandpa Flanagan. And he was smoking some 1 cube and talking about that and how that took him back. Got me thinking, on both of those videos, I don't have anyone that I can smoke a pipe with, except for my occasional with my boys, but they're not regular smokers and they don't smoke that much. But some people have people that they can get together with. All the ones that I used to smoke with are passed on, except for my brother, and we hardly ever see each other. And, occasionally when we do, we might smoke a bowl together and drink a cup of coffee. Good old coffee, black coffee here I'm drinking. This is later in the day. It's not really morning, but it's morning for me because I was up all night and slept in early this morning. Anyway, as he was talking about his grandfather, I got thinking about mine. And both my grandfathers, I was fortunate enough to know my grandfathers. I was fortunate enough to know, my grandmothers. Not very many people get to do that. My grandpa on my dad's side, we called him Paul. She was Mammy, and on my mom's side was Granny and Granddad. Daddy, Granddaddy, or Granddad. Sometimes shortened too. But you better not call Granny anything but Granny, because if you did, it upset her. Sometime later on, I'm going to try to come up with some photographs to show you of them. But they lived back in the Great Depression. Granddaddy's Hotown, or Grandpa, Paul Hotown, we call him Paul. It wasn't Grandpa, it was just Paul. Paul Manning. He smoked a pipe. I could see him sitting at the kitchen table with his feet up on the table after breakfast with his cup of coffee and his pipe. He enjoyed very much his coffee and his pipe the same way I do. Or I guess I do the same way he did, because he was first. Well, even though they lived right next door to us, there wasn't just a real super closeness to my dad's dad. The family that I really was close to would have been Granny and Granddaddy. They had a dairy farm. Everything was milked by hand the old-fashioned way. My dad had a connection with them, and they would take the cream cans and haul them up to it's quite a ways down their dirt driveway when they was on the farm. I spent a lot of time, as much as possible that I could spend there, because I loved being there. They didn't own the farm, but they rented the property there. Those were hard times, but yet they were good times. I remember the house that they lived in was a tar paper house. It was covered in tar paper, strips of wood where the cracks were, and they started out in a really old-fashioned time, and they just stayed there. But as he was talking about Grandpa Flanagan, it got me thinking about the times that when I was around Granddaddy. Now he had a briar pipe. It was a billiard. Paul Hotelman, which was my dad's dad, he had 2 or 3 different pipes. I can remember kind of one distinctly that kind of reminded me of I believe it was a bulldog, but I don't have the greatest recollection, because I actually, even though I lived next door to him, I spent more time with my grandpa on the farm. I only remember him and Granny both. They smoked a pipe. She later on quit smoking a pipe and just chewed. They both chewed tobacco. But I remember distinctly the different pipes that they had. Now, they both had a billiard pipe, and they both had Missouri Meerschaum pipe. And I actually ended up getting hold of the 2 of their old Missouri Meerschaum pipes, and I'm going to get them out and show them to you sometime. One of them split, and one of them was really bad, and I cut the end of it off, and was going to restore it. I haven't really restored them yet. Don't want to change them too much because they're in their original smoking, what you call it, I don't want to change the history too much there, because they're a whole lot just like they were when they. But I'm sure they probably had the little short stems that went in. They're not very large pipes at all. Not probably even as big around as this cuddy is. Hold about the same height probably, but not quite as big around. They didn't hold quite as much tobacco. I think they're actually bigger than a Pony Express or a Eaton or something of that nature. But I remember that they smoked them, and I remember one of the things that they smoked a lot was Prince Albert. There was another tobacco that came in a sack bag. You probably remember hardly ever see them anymore, but little burlap-looking bags with drawstring. And they had a picture of a man with a hat, and it was called Country Gentleman. Never got to smoke any of it in my time, but I remember one time when I was a kid, I was sitting on the couch with him, Granddad let me have a couple of puffs off his pipe. Never forgot that. That was just one of the most big highlight days of my life. Granddad did that. That was over on the farm. Years later, things went bad on the farm. They changed laws, and we had to build a milk house that we couldn't afford to build, so had to get out of it. They moved to a different place, and I still seen them a lot there. And they both passed away at that time when they lived there at that one house. And Granny, she'd lived a long time afterwards. But they worked really hard. They were hard workers, they worked the ground and tilled the ground by hand, and they did a lot of the things that old timers did. And did a lot of things the old-fashioned way because they didn't know any other way, and they didn't have tools and things that others had. Later on, when things got better, some of their boys began to grow up where they could help them. And my uncles then, you know, they had chainsaws and different things. They didn't have to do things so hard anymore. And Granny always had her garden, and they always on the farm raised corn and beans and tomatoes, cucumbers, things like that. And when I smoked Carter Hall, I think of my dad, but he never smoked it a lot, but it was his second tobacco. He smoked occasionally, and I think of him, and when I smoked Prince Albert, I think of Granddaddy. And as far as what Paul ever smoked, I really don't know what tobacco he smoked. I don't have a memory of that. I might have known when I was a child. I don't know. I know Granddaddy, he raised a lot of tobacco, raised his own, smoked a lot of his own tobacco. The Country Gentleman, Prince Albert was one I remember that they smoked. Now, Missouri American has got a tobacco problem. I'm sure it's not but it's always been a treat because I remember that they had Country Gentlemen. They chew twist, twist tobacco. There later on, Granny would take RJ&R, which is a smoking tobacco, and she would mix it with Red Man. And I remember she chewed that for years, and she'd make big old gobble of it, you know. You always know when Granny been around, because when she spit out a big old lot of tobacco, it was always kind of funny. But as years went on, Red Man got too many stems for her, and she started using beech nut. I had chewed Red Man myself for a long time, and at one time enjoyed it quite a bit. Never could get beech nut. I don't know how she changed it because I never could stand it. It sure wasn't as good as Red Man. But you know how things are, the way you remember things. And sometimes you remember them right, sometimes you remember them wrong, but that's just the way we are. But I just want to get back at you and holler at you. I've been away a while, and I've been wanting to put out another video, and I just hadn't been where I could get to it and get it done. So before my coffee gets cold, I'm going to take another drink of good old coffee. But I was telling you about my ears. I don't know if you can hear birds singing or not. Usually you can around here. I don't, but I don't know if that's because I'm not being able to hear them or not. But that's pretty much all I've got. I just wanted to stop in and say howdy and appreciate you coming in and spending a little time over here. Reminiscing about the old days and the happy days, and like Pipe on the patio said, he really misses your grandpa. Well, I understand it because I still miss mine. Granddaddy was very soft-spoken, like he said, and talking about his grandfather. And I don't remember ever seeing Grandpa or Granddaddy. I don't ever remember seeing him angry. Paul was a different story, and I'm not bad-mouthing Paul. Paul was a good man. He was, you know, he was a dad's dad, Grandpa, and I loved him. But, Mammy, she didn't partake of any of the things like that. But Pa, he chewed and smoked both. I don't think that he smoked near as often. I don't remember necessarily. I think he'd have like a pipe of tobacco, after breakfast was over and drank a cup of coffee, and you'd see him in the evenings on the porch smoke his pipe. But he mostly chewed, I think. And Granddaddy did both. And of course they chewed a lot when they were out working, and when they come in the evening they smoked their pipes. And Granddaddy was a soft-spoken man. I don't remember seeing him mad. I don't remember ever getting in trouble with him. I remember many times my granny would get angry and holler and carry on. She was quite something else. She was half Cherokee Indian. She was quite the granny. And I can remember her, I've got switches from her and all that. And I ain't saying any time I was with Granddaddy, maybe I didn't deserve it sometimes, but he was always kind of gentle with me. And him and I were real close. And you miss him. You miss all of you. You like to look back and remember those times and the good times and the good things. And by the faith in Jesus Christ that I believe in, I will get to see them all again someday. And not that I'm in any hurry, but I look forward to that time. And that's pretty much all I've got. I just thought I'd drop in and say howdy and kind of give you something to think about. Just kind of look at where my perspective is right now. But I wish you all the best. May you be blessed dearly. May you have a wonderful week and go out and bless someone and be blessed. And thank you for watching Big John, and I will see you later. Bye.